I can have I can have the chat popped out. And then just do the classic. Oh, right, because we're in the town. I technically have the queen with me, but not right now at this point. There is technically a queen with us, but everybody's split up. I guess Kaim got distracted by this mountain village that he's apparently been in before. Oh. Okay. Man. I'm just thinking about how the last two rounds of Arc Raiders I had with Steve. I didn't have a personal issue with them. Like, I lost a Pharaoh that I had with some attachments to it and a hairpin. So really, like, I was there mostly to try and farm for snitches. It was Steve who was real upset. And then the last round we played, I had to bring my arpeggio with me. Now I'm realizing it's okay. It's an okay gun. It's not that great. I mean, it's better than a lot of the base stuff that you start with. But besides that, it's nothing too crazy. Oh, that sounds about right. But also, Kaim is prone to getting inflicted with something that just makes him forget his memories and stuff. But you know, we'll work it out. I'm pretty sure this will be a nice and happy ending once we get to that point in the game. That's what it'll be. The Kellalon statues, conspicuous enough, and that camera angle very conspicuous too. I tried my best to make sure my buddy Steven didn't have hate filled in his heart. So the statues are gonna be here for something we do in a bit. I don't know what, but it's like the signpostage on this is very strong. Even he's staring at them, you know. He tends to look back at them. Did we talk to you? So the things that happened between us and Sarah was not that long ago. It wasn't too long, but he got hit with amnesia. Antagonistic amnesia, by the way, not like natural or accident amnesia. We're talking somebody purposely made him forget his memory, made him forget for a reason. There was a reason for the amnesia. Okay, guess we're gonna be dealing with an old lady at some point. You know, being a baker doesn't sound the worst. Tranquil Tibero. Oh, we're going back into a memory that, like, I'm going back into a memory that this dude had where, like, he wasn't fighting for once and instead he was just like brewing alcohol or some shit. Alright, let's see. The hero was home from the war. He had performed gallantly on the battlefield, advanced to the rank of general, and made a triumphant entry into the village of his birth. The villagers welcomed him with a festive celebration. The grown-ups were treated to drinks beginning in the afternoon, and the children received sweet confections. The cattle and sheep in the pastures that supported the villagers' livelihood, whether because they were excited by the unusual commotion or welcoming the hero in their own way, they sent especially shrill cries reverberating into the blue summer sky. This one's called the hero. Let's see. General, you are the pride of our village. Obviously full of pride himself, the head of the village thrust out his chest as he delivered his congratulatory address in the welcoming ceremony. To think that the foremost hero in the army came from this tiny village is so incredibly exhilarating and gratifying. I'm sure our ancestors are overjoyed as well. The throng crammed into the village square burst forth with cheers and applause. According to the office figures released by the army the other day, General, you brought down at least 2,000 enemy soldiers with your own hand. A thunderous roar shook the square, so we're talking about Kaim here. Come to think of it, the population of this village is less than 1,000. This means, sir, that you managed to bury more than 2 of these villages worth on your own. How fortunate for us that you were not one of the enemy. If by any chance there had been a warrior of your caliber on their side, we'd be all resting on the hilltop graveyard by now. A few of the women frowned momentarily at this remark, but the men, full of liquor, responded with an explosive laugh. Sitting stage center, the general lightly stroked his dignified beard. No one present knew that this was his habit whenever he was perplexed. When he left his village to join the army, he was just an ordinary soldier a long way from growing a beard. Or maybe not kind. General, you are truly the savior of our army and, indeed, our own entire nation. I understand you'll be leaving for another battle tomorrow, but we all hope that you'll thoroughly enjoy yourself on this rare visit to your birthplace. The village chief ended his greetings and withdrew to the wings, whereupon the village's #1 entertainer bounded onto the stage in the most comical way he could manage. Dear General, he cried, running over to where the great man was seated and going down on his knees. Oh, hear my plea. The general looked at him uncertainly. Is there any possibility that you would lend me the sword at your side, if only for a moment? Perplexed though he was by all this, the general, impelled by the audience's applause and cheers, handed the man his tasseled and jewel-encrusted sword. The man bowed deeply as this sword entered his outstretched hands, and again he cried, My gratitude knows no bounds. Pretending to stagger under the weight of the sword, he came to the front edge of the stage and held the weapon aloft. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I will reenact the event that raised our Guild General's fame to the heights in a single bound, when he hacked 18 of the enemy into little teeny tiny bits. The audience cheered wildly, and the man, with exaggerated movements and commentary, swung the sword in a great arc. The audience knew exactly what he was doing. The general had not only made a name for himself for his strategic prowess, but was also widely acclaimed as a warrior on the battlefield. He did not rely solely on his weapons, but, in the end, leveled his opponents with his sheer physical strength. This, too, was a matter of the utmost pride for the villagers. Here we go. 1 man down, 2 men down, flipped the sword back, 3 men down, 4th man slashed diagonally right through the shoulder, 5th man's head goes flying, oof! Then 3 at once, 6th, 7th, and 8th man, what a bother! I'll just skew you like this. The man thrust the sword through 3 imaginary opponents and the crowd went wild. The general, too, broke into a smile and applauded. When he was through clapping, though, he stroked his beard again. I'm sure you can understand how I felt at the time, sitting up there on that stage. The old general says to Kine before taking a sip of water from his leather pouch. His magnificent beard is completely white, so distant are the past events he is recounting. Kine nods in silence, and the general continues, as if mulling over every word. The more you know about war, the more you feel that way. I'm sure the villagers meant well. They just wanted to pay homage to their hometown hero. No, of course. They weren't being the least bit malicious. My village has the nicest people in the world, which is exactly why I found the whole thing so painful. I couldn't stand it after a while. Hacking 18 men to bits. The deeds of a hero are related in numbers. Surely the man who playfully swung the general's sword on stage that day could never have imagined the ones who lost their lives on the battlefield. The agonized expressions on their faces, the curse in their eyes as they stared into nothingness. But that's alright too. People who live peaceful lives don't have to know about such things. That's what people like us are for. To keep their lives far away from the battlefields. Don't you agree? Thanks to us and our killing of enemies, the people we're supposed to protect don't have to know anything about the bloodiness of war. Unless you believe that, what's the point of people killing each other? Kaim says nothing in reply. Without either affirming or negating the old general's words, he stares vaguely at the general's troops. Would you say your name is Kaim? I suppose you've killed more enemy soldiers than you can begin to count. There is no way I could count them all. I thought so. You have a flawless build, the kind that'd only be tempered on the battlefield. Only a man who has survived one battle after another can carry himself the way you do, with complete naturalness. How does a man like you find himself driving a horse cart over a mountain pass? Kaim is ready to leave without answering if the old man asks him such a question. But the general inquires no further into Kaim's background. Instead, there is a sense of relief in the smile he bestows on the sight of Kaim resting his horses at the pass. I was 16 the first time I went into battle. After that, I just kept running from one fight to another until I made it all the way to general. At first, I remembered the faces of the men I crossed swords with and killed. Even if you don't try to remember them, they get carved into your memory. I had terrible nightmares, and try as I might, I could never seem to wash off the stench of the blood that splashed on my face and hands. I was a hallucination, of course, but it got so bad once that I spent a whole night in a river trying to wash myself off. The general paused a moment to think about his story, then went on. But after a while, you get used to it. You get used to fighting and killing over and over again. Your body and your mind and your heart just get used to it. That's how people are. So I stopped having nightmares. I killed all the enemy soldiers I could lay my hands on, and I forgot every one of their faces. It's the same for you now too, Kaim, isn't it? Maybe so. It's like a curse. If you don't get used to it, your heart breaks. On the other hand, if you do get used to it, your heart probably ends up breaking someplace deeper down. The general casts a fond glance toward his resting troops. Then, slowly shifting his gaze far down to the foot of the mountain, he says, "So that's what it was like for me back then, when I returned to my birthplace in triumph." For the final event in the welcoming ceremonies, several children mounted the stage. And now, in honor of our hero, the children will present to the general a floral wreath more marvelous than the greatest medal there ever was. The audience went wild again. When the children put the wreath on his neck, the general favored them with a warm smile, the first honest smile from the heart that he had managed since climbing onto the stage. From the heart. And finally, a special treat for the general, who has been galloping from one battlefield to the next, far from his native place. The children's chosen representative will read his own original composition, spelling out the joys of the peaceful life of the village. With a look of grim intensity, a small boy, barely old enough to go to school, unfolded his composition and, gripping it in two hands, began to read aloud from it, straining to make himself heard. First, I'm going to write about one of the nicest things that happened to me. At my house, we have a pasture with lots of cows and sheep. One cow had a baby 2 days ago. I helped my daddy by stroking the cow's back with a handful of straw while she was having the baby. That makes the cow warm up, so it's easier for her to give birth. The baby was born just before the sun came up. It was a tiny baby, but it could already stand on its own legs. A baby! Wow! I'm going to take care of this baby until it gets bigger. Dear little calf, hurry and grow up, okay? The general had tears in his eyes. Now I'm going to write about one of the saddest things that happened to me. That was when my grandma got sick and died. She was such a nice grandma. I know her sickness made her feel bad, but she was always smiling when I was around. She let me hold her hand when she died. I watched her face the whole time, because I knew I wouldn't be able to see her anymore, and I wanted to remember her even after I grow up. She just kept smiling and smiling for me right to the very end. That's why she's always smiling when I think of her. Are you looking down on me from the sky, Grandma? I will never forget you as long as I live. Tears were streaming down the general's face. When the ceremony ended, the general left his village and headed for the town where army headquarters were located. There he wrote a long letter to the king, and he gave his sword to his most trusted lieutenant. The general had decided to retire. This was as big a surprise to me as it was to anybody. But when I heard that little boy's essay, it occurred to me. What makes us really human is to celebrate each life that comes into the world and mourn each life that is lost. I didn't need medals anymore. I didn't need the honor of being allowed into the presence of His Majesty anymore. I wanted to be a real human being again. As a result, overnight I went from being the village hero to being reviled as a traitor. The general turns to face Kaim and asks, "So are you going to mock me as a coward who ran away from the battlefield? Or blame me for being a deserter who betrayed his own patriotism?" Kaim turns a gentle smile on the old man. "Neither," he says. "As a soldier, you made the wrong decision. But as a human being, you made the right one." The general strokes his white beard and says, "My habit has changed too. Nowadays, I find myself stroking my beard when I'm embarrassed." The two men look at each other and smile. "Okay, back to work," says the general, standing with a grunt. He calls out to his troops. "All right, men, it's all downhill from here. Let's give it one last push and get back to the village before sunset." The troops under the general's command consist of 30 sheep, not one of whom is likely to take a person's life. "Tell me, Kaim, are you planning to go back into battle at some point?" "I don't really know," he replies. "I'm content with herding sheep for now, the general says. "I don't have the least regret of the decision I made that day. It would make me happy to think this could be a kind of lesson for you." With this parting remark, the general turns away from Kaim and begins walking. The sheep amble along after him in newly reformed ranks. Standing at attention, the general raises his right arm and waves his troops on. "Forward, march!" The command he had once delivered to tens of thousands of men in the battlefield now echoes pleasantly among the mountains of his native village. Really? Treasure beyond the waterfall. They're okay with me climbing their ladders and their homes. Totally safe. They're not liable for my injuries. Not in this world. In this world, there are no lawsuits. Just Magi technology and death. Flare bomb. Coming across medium levels of magic now, right? Magi technology. It's an old man. Oh yeah. Yo, Seeds of Terror. Why are you holding on to Seeds of Terror in your home, dude? Those are terrifying to have in your home, dude. You can spread a virus with that shit. Type shit. Hello, cat. Hello. Oh, look. Here you go. What? You didn't give me anything? What do I have on me? I don't have any basic healing items for it. I could have sworn that there was a pea pod that I had that that I found rather that was gonna give me something at 30 seeds. Do each of the pea pods give you different stuff? Oh, sorry. There we go. Let's see. What's it? Medusa's head. Yo, we just picked up Medusa's head just out of the fucking blue. Yeah, we got a nice shower going. This is probably a sign that my food is on the way. The food that I ordered for delivery on the way. Can we take a look? What is this? Grant immunity to petrify. That's not bad. Oh right, it's only time right now. I was like, let me see everybody else, and I can't because there's nobody else in the party at the moment. So there's both an inn and a store in there, in that area. Huh? Okay. Oh shit, I just got another. Oh. Okay. Sure. I thought when I looked this up that there was only one I could get at the moment. Maybe not. Maybe the next cannon one to grab is somewhere outside of here, but you can get this one before then. Alright. There's no way to keep the village from becoming a battlefield. The enemy forces have crossed the northern pass and made their camp close by. The home forces are here too, sending one unit after another into the village to resist the enemy's attack. The place is the powder keg. Ringed about mountains where two highways intersect, the village is a crucial focal point for transport. It cannot be allowed to fall into enemies' hands, while its capture is essential to any hopes the enemy might have for victory in the war. Long years of fighting have come down to this one major battle. It is a battle that must be waged. The logic is clear, simple, inevitable, and it will transform this tranquil village into a battlefield at any moment. The army has ordered the villagers to evacuate. Non-combatants can only get in the way. The enemy wants to settle this before the weather turns cold. So what does that mean? Another month? 2 weeks? Got your stuff packed? No sense getting caught in the middle and guild. Talk about dying for nothing. Better forget about taking any pots and pans with you. Pack as light as you can and get away as far as you can. Think of all the generations our ancestors guarded our houses and land. I hate to think it's going to turn into a wasteland when the fighting starts. There's nothing we can do about it. It's just plain bad luck, that's all. We just have to hang in there till the war is over and come back when we find out who won. The main thing is to get out now. Right. It's all we can do. We've got to stay alive. Better not hope for anything more than that. Why the hell does this have to happen to us? The villagers leave a few at a time, beginning with the first ones to find temporary shelter. By the time the forest is lightly tinged with red, the village is practically deserted. The only ones left are old folks who live alone and have no one and no place to run to. The army has built a crude refugee camp for any evacuees able to cross several mountains to reach it. The aged poor stagger in with little more than the clothes on their back. The only one left in the village is Grandma Koto. This is the bread of Grandma Koto. As a mercenary, Kaim first met old Koto shortly after he joined the unit protecting the village. He was on an inspection round at the time when he spotted an old woman working in the fields. She turned out to be Grandma Koto. A soldier with him yelled at her, "Hey old lady, enough of that." Another man shouted, "You'd better get out of here now if you want to stay alive. The fight's gonna start in 2 or 3 days. How many times do we have to tell you to go to the damn refugee camp?" But old Koto stayed hunched over, digging in the dirt. Obviously she was not harvesting anything. If this had been a time when the grain had ripened and she was hurrying to harvest her crops, it might have made sense, but she was just turning the soil as if she had forgotten that a battle was about to start here at any moment. Is the old bag deaf or just senile? With a disgusted look, the captain called over to Kaim. "Hey, new guy, do something about this one. Drag her to the refugee camp if you have to tie a rope around her neck. We can't have her wandering around out here. She's just gonna get in the way when the fighting starts." The captain's tone was arrogant. The more cowardly a commanding officer is, the more arrogant and overbearing his style becomes, and the less he's able to conceal his nervousness when a battle is nearing. Kaim strode silently toward the old woman in the field. "We'll go on ahead," the captain called out behind him, but he did not turn around. Only a few days would be needed to decide the outcome of the battle for the village, which was a reflection of how violent it promised to be. For this reason, working the fields now was pointless. Even the most carefully cultivated patch of ground would be crushed under the soldiers' boots. A harvest next year was out of the question, nor was it even clear how many years it would take to restore the village to its former tranquility. When Kaim approached her in the field, the old woman kept working and said, "Don't try to stop me." She looked and sounded much tougher than she had seemed from a distance. She might have been one of those stubborn, cranky old folks that people kept their distance from when the village was at peace. "You're not going to evacuate." "What the hell for?" she spat out. "They've built a camp you can go to." Old Koto gave a snort and said to Kaim, "You're a new one. I've never seen you here before." "Yes. So you don't even know what the camp's like. Your soldiers have nothing to worry about." "What do you mean?" Old Koto said nothing but pointed toward the sheep mountain standing like a painted screen on the west side of the village. "Steep." I said sheep. Steep. Kaim asked, "Is that where the camp is?" "Hell no. You have to cross that mountain and another one to get to it. Nobody my age can walk that far. What's the point of building a camp in a place like that? How many old folks do you think they're gonna make it over there? They might as well leave us out in the hills to die like in the old days." Kaim was at a loss for an answer. Continuing her digging, the old woman grumbled. "That's how the government does everything." She was clearly angry, but perhaps less angry than sad. "You're on an inspection tour, right? Well, don't let me stop you." "No, you see, You're not going to get me to go to any damn refugee camp. That's all there is to it. I'm not going anywhere. This is the village I was born in, and I've lived here all my life. I know how you feel, but this place is going to turn into a battlefield soon. I know that. So what? Kaim was at a loss for words again. When she saw that, she smiled and said, "You're a sweet young man, kind of unusual in a soldier." Her expression had softened for the first time. When she stopped being so prickly, the smile she produced was actually rather endearing. When this place turns into a battlefield, people will die. Lots of them. I know that much, don't worry. But I have work to do, soldier boy. Telling me to leave my work and run away is like telling me to die. So if I'm going to die anyway, and it won't be long now, I want you to let me do what I want to do. You shouldn't have a problem with that. Kaim fell silent, not because he was at a loss for words yet again, but because he believed she was right. If I'm going to die anyway, she had said. Knowing that he would never be able to speak such words, he had no choice but to bow silently to her will. Alright then, run along there, Sonny. I've got work to do. What are you doing now? See for yourself. Sorry, but I don't know much about farm work. Like all the other soldiers, old Koto said with a smile. The only thing you people ever think about is killing enemies. You don't know anything about nurturing life. She let a hint of sorrow show again. Perhaps somewhat taken with Kaim, however, she favored him with an explanation. I'm planting seeds. Grains of wheat. You sow them in the fall. They mature over winter, shoot up under the spring sun, and turn the fields golden in summer. I always do my planting when the northern mountain peaks turn white, every year, and this year's not going to be any different. Would the seeds mature in the trampled fields? Kaim had his doubts. Grandma Koto, however, displayed not the least anxiety or resignation as she scattered seeds in the newly turned soil. Her hands performed the age-old ritual with ease and naturalness, as if to impress upon Kaim the fact that what she was doing this year was nothing more nor less than what she had done every year before. As a result, Kaim's next words emerged with a smoothness that he himself found somewhat surprising. What if the seeds don't grow? Then I'll just do it again next year. And if next year is bad, I'll do it again the year after that. You have to plant the seeds. That's how I've lived my life. If you don't plant, nothing will grow. See what I mean? I think so. Whether there's a fight or not, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna do what I have to do, that's all. She spoke with certainty, her wrinkled face softening into a smile as she added, You can't even enjoy a meal if you know you haven't done things right. You saying that this is what gives your life its meaning? This was the first question to which Kaim had long searched for an answer. For what purpose had he been born into this world? What was he supposed to accomplish here? He had continued to roam through his life's endless journey without knowing the answers to these questions. Indeed, because he didn't know the answers. I don't know about these stuff like that, Grandma Koto said shyly. I just mill the wheat I've harvested and bake bread in the fall. That bread is really special. Nothing tastes as good as the first bread you make with the wheat you grew that year. That's what my grandson looks forward to every year. I can't just decide to take a year off now, can I? I see what you mean. No, you don't, she declared. You're nothing but a damn soldier. Her face had turned hard again. There were no more smiles from her that day. When Kaim returned to the barracks, a soldier who had been stationed in the village for 6 months or more said to him, That old bag hates our guts. Because we ruined the village. That's part of it, I suppose, but it's got deeper roots than that for her. Grandma Koto had lost her entire family to war. First her husband died in the war 40 years earlier, then her son and his wife in the war 20 years earlier, and now the one grandson they had left was taken to fight in the current war. What's his unit? Kaim asked the soldier. The man gave a helpless shrug and named a unit that had been sent to an area with the most intense fighting. Talk about bad luck. The fighting's so bad out there, if it was me, I'd take my chances on being executed for deserting under fire. He's got maybe a 50-50 chance of coming back alive. No, maybe 30-70. If her grandson were to be killed, Grandma Koto would be all alone in the world. She'd have no one to feed her bread to. Must be tough to be left alone at that age, the soldier said. Looking at old Koto, I can't help thinking of my mother back home. There's no way I can let myself get killed. She'd never stop crying. Same for you too, eh, Kaim? Kaim said nothing in reply. He had no right to put himself in the same category as this soldier. I got no mama. The battle started 3 days later. The enemy army's attack was even fiercer than expected. The defense forces had no choice but to put everything they had into the fight. Kaim slipped away from the battlefront and headed for Grandma Koto's house. He found her leaving for the field as always. She gave no sign that she was afraid of the fighting. People who know exactly what they must do and who refuse to be distracted by anything else can be strong beyond all reason. Kaim saw now that there could be far greater strength in a finite life than in one that lasted forever. Because he sensed this so deeply, he stood before her, blocking her way. He lifted the tiny old woman in his arms and carried her bodily back to her house. What are you doing? Let go of me. I'm not going to follow some soldier's orders. I have work to do. Yes, I know that, Kaim said. So put me down now. I don't want to let you die. Holding her against his chest, he looked her in the eye and pleaded with her. I want you to bake bread next autumn again from a new crop of wheat. She stopped flailing her arms and legs in a vain attempt to get free of his grip. She looked straight back at him as he said, as long as you have someone to feed your freshly baked bread to, I want you to keep baking bread year after year. Old Koto heaved a huge sigh and muttered, smiling, I knew you were a very strange soldier. The battle raged on for several days. The arrogant, cowardly captain died in the fighting. The soldier who had told Kaim the story of Grandma Koto also died. Countless defense troops died, and countless enemy troops died. The village was consumed in the flames of war, and old Koto's field was ravaged under the heels of the military. Kaim's side managed to stave off the attackers, then followed the retreating enemy to the north. All that remained in their wake was the empty, devastated village. The war ended as spring was giving way to summer. At the cost of massive casualties, the army repulsed the enemy's invasion. The village began to recover little by little. As Grandma Koto had predicted, not one old person who crossed the mountains to the refugee camp came back alive. Autumn, and Kaim has come back to the village. He feels warm in the chest when he looks across the fields and spots old Koto sowing wheat. So, she's doing it again this year, and next year, and the year after that, for as long as she's alive. She notices Kaim and crosses toward him with a welcoming smile. A year has passed. She seems to have shrunk somewhat with a year's worth of aging. I haven't seen you for a while, she says. So, they didn't kill you. And I'm glad to see you looking well too. I heard you stared to leave my house during the fight. You single-handedly fought to keep the enemy troops away from it. Kaim gives her a shy smile. How was your wheat? He asks. All ruined, of course. Worst crop I've ever had. A few scrawny stalks. Barely enough for one loaf. She tells him all this with surprising ease. Then she fixes her eye on him and asks, Have some? What? Bread, of course. I'll bake a loaf now if you'll help me eat it. Well, sure, but... Grandma Koto sees through Kaim's hesitancy and says with a calm smile, Yes, he's dead. My grandson. I got word at the end of the summer. I was waiting and hoping, planning to bake him a loaf of bread as soon as he got home. When she sees Kaim hanging his head in silence, she adopts a spirited tone as if she has to be the one to cheer him up. Come on then, you eat what he would have had. It'll probably be tougher than usual, with the wheat harvest being so bad, but I'm sure my grandson would be happy to know I fed my bread to the man who saved my life. So this old woman has lost her entire family to war. In other words, there's no one left to enjoy her bread. Still, she urges Kaim to wait just a minute while I finish this up, sowing the wheat for next year's harvest. She does this because this is what she has always done, because it's what she's supposed to do. Kaim stops himself from speaking the words, "Let me help," and he stands staring at old Koto's bent back. In the glow of the setting autumn sun, she is sadly small and sadly beautiful. Kaim eats the fresh baked bread. Old Koto was right. Made from wheat grown without its full measure of care, the bread is hard and dry and poor in taste. Still, of all the bread Kaim has eaten and will go on to eat in his long, long life, this is by far the most delicious. Alone. Alright, I've spoken to just about everybody that I possibly could at this point. Oh. Go ahead in here. Gotza.
I'll go speak with the king. We've never met, but I've heard he's very wise. I'm confident that he has a ship that can get us past the hypercurrents.
So veiny, jeez. This is so crazy. These the character designs across the board are just wild. Except for Kaim. Kaim is like a FF12 character. I guess she kinda is too a bit, but like absurd, just absurd.
Place for that stuff, and this is neither.
Absurdly designed.
True, you can't drink.
Yes.
That is so sad. But you're a queen. I mean, don't you have wine or champagne at parties or banquets, hangings, any festive thing like that?
No.
No.
Well, look it. Nobody knows us here. Come on, just give it a try. I guarantee you'll like it. Really. It won't kill you, I promise. In fact, I bet if you take a couple drinks, you might get your memory back. Yeah, it relaxes the mind and other things.
You think so?
Absolutely. Hey, look at me. You're talking to Jansen here. Bottoms up.
Bottoms
This
up.
guy. The VA for Jansen.
What? You don't like the cheap stuff?
No, it's just I've never tasted anything like it before.
You don't have to force yourself to drink it.
No, I want my memory back. If there's any chance this will help, I'll manage to drink it.
Oh boy.
Wow, that good.
Does she turn red right away?
Okay.
Whew.
Yeah.
I feel very lightheaded all of a sudden. It's
Yeah, that
affecting
happens.
me like you said it would. Oh, your muscles
Yeah,
are
well-
so...
Oh Lord.
Oh no.
Jansen.
You know you're cute when you're asleep.
Jansen!
What? Oh!
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
I was having a serious discussion about, what's going to happen next. and planning.
Happen
What?
next?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's gonna
she's
happen next,
talk
huh?
to the king and get us a ship, because yours can't float where the... You know, after all, Goats has got the most advanced technology around. We figured we'd get a more seaworthy ship from him. So that, you know... What?
All right. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt this time. But don't try any funny business with Ming.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm looking out for her too, you know. I mean, look how restful she looks right now.
She's hanging out. She chill. Everybody's vibing. Look, Kime, we don't... Here's the thing, though. Kime, we can't have you here like Captain Curly. You gotta be fully aware of what's going on in your party, in your crew, man. Can't be letting things slide. You know what I mean? You gotta get down there, man. After we're done, you know. After we're done searching everything. Freeloading and all that. Typical JRPG pro tag. Freeloading off of everybody else's furniture. What are you, some kind of cheapskate? Wow, a lot of people. Wow, a lot of people. Hello. Oh, I guess she's old too. What the? I'm so curious as to how everybody knows his name, aside from, you know, being told stories about him. Like somebody can immediately recognize him. I guess it's like unfamiliar face means it's gotta be kind for the younger people. Slot seat, nice. Oh. No, we can. It looks like we can actually still hold more slots for skills and stuff like that. Yeah, I know that. I know this village is pretty chill, apparently. You gonna say what's up to her?
Hey, Kime! I heard you were back.
Shit, here we go.
This place takes me back. And it looks like the years have been good to you.
Knock it off. I'm a bona fide old man now.
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, you've aged really well.
Jesus. Hey, hey. Bada bing, bada boom.
Thanks, honey. Drink up. This is on the house.
Well, that is mighty nice. I don't mind if I do. Can I have that big, large mug over there?
I was only 7 when you saved the village, but I remember you as if it were yesterday. You were a hero to us kids back then.
Yeah? So, we're trying to get to Goatsa.
So like over 20 years ago? Maybe even over
Forget
30?
it. The only way is through the Black Cave.
I heard it'd been closed off by some old sorceress.
There's nothing to be afraid of. We'll just bust our way through.
It's not that simple. Neither muscle nor magic have had any effect. Although adventurers with plenty of both have tried. My guess is that only that old sorceress can bust through the blockage. She's got some serious magic energy. Yep, she sure does.
Why don't we wait until she goes to the bathroom? Then we can, sneak by her.
Oh, it gets better. You know that place where you and Sarah lived? Well, that old sorceress has moved in.
My house?
What? Hey, you don't even have a lease agreement?
We kept the place up after you and Sarah went away, so it'd be ready if you ever came back. But I'm afraid she's made a mess of it. Sorry.
Don't trouble yourself. It saves us the hassle of having to look for her.
That's a good point.
The only thing to do with squatters is run them out.
Are those tats that Kaim has, or are those just like sleeves of his clothes?
Well, I think you'll be okay.
I guess that's just all of his
careful,
clothes.
Kaim.
We're off to kick some old woman's butt. That doesn't sound right.
You're not gonna go off and leave Ming like this, are you?
Yeah, come on, dude. What are you doing? The crew
We'll
has to
head
take
out
care of
there
her.
tomorrow morning.
So it's the next day already? Is that where we're getting at? Yeah, it seems like it. It seems like it's the next day. The birds chirping and everything. It's all quiet. Huh? Oh. Pay your respects to the Kelolon statues spread around Tosco Village. Press the A button while standing in front of a Kelolon statue to pay your respect. In some areas, villagers may block the way to statues. They'll eventually go away, opening up the way for you. Try to visit as many statues as you can before time expires. Minigame ends after you've visited every Kelolon statue. See if I can do this in one try. Come on, Kain. Fucking hit the fucking ladder, dude. It's 9. It's 10. It's 11. It's 12. Maybe in then for sure. I just saw those two ladies move from that area, so they have to be, they can also be inside the buildings. Oh, I just saw it. Right here. Oh no, that's not it. Oh. No, it is there, isn't it? It's right there in the corner there, is it not? That's not it? Okay. Huh. I'm wondering why they blocked the way then in the first place. Anyway. Could always be one in here. Like right there. It's 13. I went all the way behind the inn earlier, so. Wait. There's something to examine here? Oh. That had nothing to do with the kilolons. However, it's 14. I don't see any in here. So am I really just gonna be missing? I'm gonna only be missing 2 of them? Yeah. That's what it appears to be. It appears that I'm gonna be missing 2 kilolons. One. I'm missing only 1. Okay. That's not the worst. Not the worst thing. All this means is that there's one in particular that I haven't seen at all. I've seen most of them during my time here. Have a look. Okay. There was not one in here. There wasn't one in here either. Okay. So we got this one. That's the one. My food delivery should be here soon. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't see any other. So it's just the one that's right here. Missing just one more. We did this. And like, let's go. Let's deal with the one inside first, which is the one that's up here. There's 2. I was pretty close to getting it all done in one take. This one. This one. This one. through. I'm trying to think. This one. And this is just the one. Okay. So the food delivery is slightly delayed, but that's okay. This guy's still blocking. There's one in here, behind the ladder. I'm pretty sure those people blocking the way to the house over here, that's a sure sign that like there's supposed to be one in there. I just did not notice. Also, there's something here to pick up. Was it? Is there like two? There's like two of them up top here, right? Ladder is not broken. Fucking liar. What about? Okay, there you go. Go, kind. There's the one here. The one over there. You can see it from back, from all the way back there. For sure there's one in the house where these two ladies were standing. There's one in here. I didn't see it. Oh, it's right there. Oh, there it is. I saw it. Crazy too. I'm always mashing A no matter where I am. Anyway, there you go. There. If I had looked up there, I totally would have been able to have done this first try. It's fine. I gotta go to the ladder. Bro, you serious? Am I supposed to show up here early? No, he said it's broken. I have to just wait to see when he leaves. I'll stand right here. Just gotta wait for the NPC to move. Oh my god, is it gonna take... He wasn't there the first time I did this. He wasn't there for this long, right? Maybe he was. Maybe this was one of the last ones that I had grabbed. What the hell? Is he not gonna be able to move? Is he not gonna move out of the way? Oh my god, he's not gonna move out of the way in time. What? Oh my god, this fucking... Get out of the fucking way. This game's trolling. There you go. Eat shit. Fucking 2 seconds on the clock? Oh my god. Gamble. What the heck is gamble? This guy... He must be like taking a dump or something with my food, dude. What? What is happening right now? He's been in the same spot. At least it feels like he's been in the same spot. And my food got cold and everything. So what is this? Is it black magic? Spirit magic. Inflicts a random amount of damage on one enemy. What? That's pretty wild. Random amount of damage on one enemy. And then for these, it's just a matter of actually having the spells, right? You just need to have them learned on people. And then everybody can use them, right? Or whoever has access to composite magic can use them. But you need to have the spells to begin with. After you have the spell, I'm pretty sure it just shows up. I'm pretty sure. Nice. So what's this? Is this just... Why is the store guy here in the room where you sleep in? And the person that's selling beds is by the area where you would normally associate with a salesman behind the counter. We can buy a killing cutlass for her. We can buy this for him. Okay, this is for the two of them. And this is for him. Okay, what else we got? Counter. Don't need that. Don't need this. Gain some immunity to blind. The reason why we don't need this is because we have Mac. Mac has counter that we can learn from. We can learn counter from Mac. So that's why I'm not grabbing it. Anti-Kellalone, I have that already. Anti-Dizzy, don't have this yet. Level 1 Spirit Magic. Don't have that. Though I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure we could learn Spirit Magic from him, can we not? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we can learn all the way to level 3. I don't know why did I buy that? Yeah. Oh, you can buy... Oh my god, you can actually buy fucking materials from this guy now. That only took an entire disc. It took like a disc and 1.25 discs to get through. To be able to do that now. Alright, let me pick up my food. like thinking conversations are like do's or dies. I'm okay with people talking up excuses to me. It's just another way for them to get shit off their chest. If for a moment. If for just being kinda pandering a little bit, or I have to eat this now because it got cold already, but it's not like freezing cold. It's like still fresh, but cooled off. I want to be sure I eat this while it's still good. Oh wow. If I ask for no white sauce on this, they don't put white sauce on anything. It said no white sauce on the chicken, just the spicy one, just their blazing sauce. And now the salad is plain. The fries are plain. That's nice. It's nice to just get plain carrot flavor. And tomato with lettuce. And some bit of red cabbage here and there. Mm-hmm. So with Gungor, we find out he's been messing with our memories. Still letting us remember that we are immortal, but not necessarily having us be able to remember past experiences. But we're still battle hardened and everything like that. So when it comes to that extent, we're still functional. Albeit just not intentionally forgetful. So I guess we're alright. Have I looked at hers? Ah. I see. Huh. Alright. Well, she's 3 levels below them, and she has the same amount of magic attack. So I might just do that. Just for now. I haven't seen her in action yet either. Rings. Do I not have any wind rings? I have no wind rings. I need wind seal leaf. I thought I had. Hold on. Oops. Wind ring ultra, right there. Let me look around. Daydream. Slightly increases magic delay effect. Magic delay. Oh. So like when you hit an enemy that's casting, you delay them further. What is this? Cause a seal. There's a chance this could be the best building stuff. Where you get a character with whose main focus is to just inflict ailments and debuffs with basic attacks. So like very cheap. There's one of these I don't have, I think. It's the magic one, right? Hey, I don't have one of these at all. Now I have it. Let me unequip all the rings for now. Just so I have an accurate list of which ones I have. So I don't have a Flame Ring Ultra right now. Does this guy sell any sun crystals? No, he doesn't. He has basic level stuff. Those ingredients you use for basic ring assembly. Okay. I don't have any jamming rings. Huh. I have enough to make a Ultra already. Do that. And then these are the status rings. This one's for crits. I'll grab that one. Okay. Black pearl powder. We look to see if we have that. No, we don't. Okay. Well, we just did a lot of spending, a lot of management. Oops. Everybody's back. There is a lot. Okay, let's do that. Okay, that's fine. Because without that equipment anyway, she wouldn't be able to do any black magic whatsoever. Yeah, that's fine. Are there any other memories we need to be aware of? Well, since I have my food now, I can actually... I can freely look this up. I can freely look up which streams I need to get. I still don't have a bookmark. Why do I not have a bookmark? There should have been one I gained access to from the inn. Oh, sorry, Luis. I mean, hold on. I smell something gasoline-ish. And it's not. It's not inside my house. Rather, it's outside my window. So I went around smelling around everywhere else, and nowhere else smells like what I'm smelling here near my window. I see. Check it out. Ghosts. Soul medicine. where Kine used to live in a mansion? I mean, they made a mansion for this guy? Talk about living humbly, huh?
What's that? They look like pieces of a poem.
The sorceress did this. She made a mess of everything. Let's get rid of her for good.
You're right, Jansen? You realize he was such a put. Alright. So now we're looking for a jewel to get into the mirror. Oops, sorry.
Looks like we got a good chance.
Oh, Jansen. Shit. Alright. Okay. So these are magic types? Well, that's no good. Oh, that's cool. So they're magic.
Okay.
Trying to think. They don't take magic. I'd say might as well try hitting them. Okay. Not dead. Oh, everybody's blind. And somebody's gonna turn into stone. Who's that? I feel like maybe I'm here too early. It's just like seeing all these status ailments suddenly pop up. Like all of a sudden just start piling up.
Okay.
Okay.
That seemed like a needless battle.
Okay. So, I gotta change this up. I didn't realize I had this dark crystal ring. What the hell? Too many rings. One sec. Just want to see something. The game gave me multiple options to like go different places. Right? That's weird. Okay, now I know what that is. Because of how indifferent I feel about combat, I want it to be as frictionless as possible. I didn't realize the music turns into this. Super intense all of a sudden. We're forced to fight in the mansion, essentially. What I need to do I think it's this, right? Yeah, there you go. Give me a sec. I'm gonna step away for a little bit. I want to eat. Just like let the vibes sit. I'm gonna go eat in peace instead of having to jump back and forth between playing and then eating, playing. heating up the tea kettle for tea. So I'll be doing that in a bit. Is there any? Oh shit, there's just enemies here too. Okay. Same mob. They're all magic types. Difference being that it seems like these two are unaffected by black magic, and these two are. Either that, or it's the fact that I was doing physical damage that was actually effective. That's good. Wow, Jesus Christ. That was so much help. Oh wow, she's much better at healing than being dead. No. That's a lot. Yeah, so now as soon as we find out, like, as soon as we find out, like, the typing, the creature that they are.
What a waste of time.
Yeah, combat just becomes kind of almost automatic when you have that info. When you have all that info on the enemies, you're just kind of like, all right, let's just use their weaknesses. That water heated up faster than I thought it would. So we have to come back over here. And we already looked at the mirror. We've looked at just about everything in this room, at least. This part of the room, I should say. We can't access that.
I'm always ready.
Man. It's just always gonna be this mob, huh? Oh my god! Damn it, I had to waste one of these on this guy. That's just fine. Yeah. You're just going down the row of enemies. He did.
Taking candy from a baby.
There you go, she learned that. Alright. I can put that on. Let me come over here. Yeah. Ming's healing is better. I actually, wait, I can't actually tell. I think it's just random. Whatever. Healing is not the end all be all, is my point. Is that an actual door? Or is it a trap? Oh. That was a trap. Very similar to the other lineups. Not exactly the same though. Okay. One. Why are they doing that? Just because they're in the back row? They can't do their magic that they normally do?
Waste of time.
Right. Jansen would need to be in here. So instead, let me look at someone else.
Numara's here!
It seems like if they're in the back row, they don't do their magic. Damn, dude. Fucking relax. Okay, I figured. Damn. He didn't kill any one of them. Oh, nice. Getting his ass beat. That is not a good heal. That time that was a bad heal. We'll see if this guy even gets to go.
What a waste of time.
I hear cats outside. Ah, right, that was from that. Oh. Okay. Who's taking damage? Fucking Mac, right? They keep beating up on Mac. Hey, heal your brother. Bro. Whatever. One of the 3 doors then. Yeah, Seth's gonna be alright.
Like taking candy from a baby.
Okay. Mac? Okay. Let's see. How do we reach up? How do these guys reach up there in these JRPGs, man? Every time. Oh, I wasn't ready to go inside just yet. I was gonna save first. Okay. Oh. All right, let's see. Probe. See what we got. Okay. All right. I got one back. Oh. The game is like, I gotta show you the enemies here at least once. They were letting me off the hook this whole time. Really? Okay, hold on a sec. What's going on here? This motherfucker got to go twice. We'll try that out.
Okay.
No. What the fuck? Okay. Got it. you, bitch. Fuck him up. Fuck you, nerds.
Level heads win battles.
Damn, level 4. Alright. Nice. Everybody's kind of low. I'm just saving now because I'm gonna head into the next room. Okay, yep. I had that right. Is that a treasure? A plate with a drawing of the celestial sphere on it. Sure. So with that said, wondering if I can go into the mirror over here at the end of this hall, or if this one is inactive.
Not too smart, eh?
Crit. Really good crit.
Well, what did you expect?
I would like to see if these things have any special effects.
No one gets in my way.
No rhyme or reason to battle.
Oh, hey, look at that. We got healer now. Okay. That mirror is not active. Gotcha. Alright. Oh. Here's the thing. I gotta run on back over here and I gotta get Jansen in here now. Yeah. Okay. Did I? I didn't get anything. I didn't get any new materials for crafting stuff, did I, in here? I haven't gone here yet either. I see. Huh. Well, let's not do that yet. Thinking I might just first let me put the mic closer to me, like here, and have it pointing right at my mouth. I'm leaning back on my chair this way. I don't want to have to sit straight the whole time. So let's come over here. You know, I have not checked the spell book. So level 4 stuff we have now is curing petrify, and the regular heal spell recovers HP, not just slightly recovers, it's regular recover. Okay. She hadn't learned concentrate just yet, but I would like her to learn the level 4 white magic. I don't know what level 4 spirit magic we have so far. Okay, so can I assume level 4 we're gonna get Flora, Florara, whatever, Aquara, that, all those? I'm gonna assume that's the case. There's something shining over here. And enemy encounter. No? This was the third fragment? That really did mess me up. That caught me off guard. Like, what's happening? Fucking annoying ass enemy spawn. Oh, nice. Eat shit. Close. Oh, nice. Good. No. But pretty close. Heal. Another heal. And then, bam. There you go. Nice.
Oh, that was easy!
She doesn't know level 4 white magic yet, so. Okay. I see. Why'd I get spooked? What the fuck is wrong with me? Why'd I get spooked
Your
from that?
guard down, eh?
Oh boy, here we go. Okay. So you have to do magic damage. The question is, if I were to... If I were to do something like this, does this work? No, it doesn't work. Alright. I see, that's what they did with this guy. Got it. That's good. Alright.
Dog power of death. Come forth.
Eat shit, motherfucker.
You're no match for me.
Look into these rooms. Let's go back. I'm gonna go back into town, I think, to get back mana, to get back my MP before we proceed. Let me set up. Sorry. There you go. Alright, let's go heal. Well, well, actually, wait, I just remembered. Going in and out of places heals you too, actually. Yeah. The staying at an inn to heal is redundant. Just going back onto the world map and going somewhere else will heal you. Oh shit. Oh, is there something else to... Did I not probe this? I guess I didn't. Healing tank. Where's the peephole? The peapot? The peapot, pie pot? Where's he again? It's somewhere in here. Somewhere in town. I can't remember where in town did I find the pipe, the peapot. Peapot pipe it. Ah, whatever. I'm not gonna think about it anymore. If I can't figure out where right now, there's no point. I got on a little late today, but I'm thinking tomorrow if I wake up early, I'll get on bright and early to be able to do like a whole, like X amount of hours stream for it. Alright, I've only just hit 3 hours and 20 minutes. I can usually go for more than that in a game like this. But I think because I got on late, I'm actually like the opposite. Kind of just like... Right, I have this on her because black magic. She doesn't naturally learn black magic. It seems like a lot of these spells are saved up for like the second half of the spell book. It's not really for everything before level 4, it feels like. Who knows, it might not even include level 4 composite magic. We got her a little early, it seems like. They did it because I guess it made sense to introduce the character into the party at that point. Not necessarily the mechanic. The mechanic seems like it's pretty good, pretty busted. We'll see. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's a good time to get off. It's a good time to get off because now the house has to do like a refresh every day around a specific time. We're basically at that point now. We're at that point where the house is in the middle getting refreshed for the next day. That includes vacuuming, so I gotta do that. $17. Oh yeah. I have exactly half. Yeah, I'm half. No, not exact. No, not wait. One more than half. Not even more than half. I'm like, I have 2 more than half. Plus 2 half. Whatever. I have 17 out of 31. More than half. Not by a lot. But let me just take a look over here again. Just real quick, just so that I have something to retain in my memory for tomorrow. Oh, I see. The plates. Ah. there different enemies out here? It feels like there would be different enemies out here. No. Different spawn. This feels like a much easier spawn to deal with. Oh no. That wouldn't be effective. Yeah. What would be effective is doing something like something like that. Close to dead? Alright. Yeah, he does a lot of damage. Okay, that's good. It's not beefed up or anything. I have to get anti-fear on her. Everybody slower down? Okay. I got confused for a second.
Okay.
Alright. Fine. Fine by me. Alright, he's down. He can't really be down too. Huh. Her magic got beefed up too.
Taking candy from a baby.
Okay. Okay. Thinking about it, there's not too much to try to recall from in here. 3 plates. 3 plates to set on the ground in the courtyard. That doesn't feel very intuitive to try to write down to remember. I don't know when I come back tomorrow. Ugh. I gotta use the bathroom, then I gotta vacuum, then I gotta... That's still a considerable amount of time being away. I don't want to be MIA or AFK for like more than half an hour at this point. I already did it once with the food. If I didn't step away to eat for some odd minutes, I probably would have been further along in this area, but that's okay. We take our time. Considering I did do what? We came across 2 of them. Came across 2 of them and they were both substantial in length, right? I'd say at least half an hour spent on these 2. Out of the 3 hours I put in, yeah, that means that there couldn't have been a way that I would have put that much progress into the game. Along with the mini game I did with the Kilolons. Just some random exploration. Yeah, not too much progress, but I'm probably like halfway through this mini dungeon, I guess you would say, is the mansion. Mansion is like some form of a mini dungeon kind of thing going on. And it feels like I've been here for a decent amount of time, not too long. That's why I feel like this is just like me figuring out that there are two different worlds to go between. That feels like that is a milestone in this dungeon. And that's why I'm just guessing it's like halfway through it. So that's fine. That's fine. I can get back on next time, play more tomorrow.